to Being Brainy, brought to you by Brain Research New Zealand. My name's Bronwen and I'm a neuroscientist, or in other words, a brain scientist. And it's my job to understand how the brain works and, if it gets damaged, how we might be able to fix it. And today what we're actually going to talk about is what can happen if you damage your brain. And we're going to do a really cool exercise or experiment that can show you what it might be like to have a part of your brain damaged. And through this experiment, you can also see what that part of the brain actually does normally to control your movement of your hand. So what we're going to need today in order to do this experiment is a button-up shirt and a timer, such as your cell phone timer. Now, we know that every day, about 90 New Zealanders sustain a brain injury. And this can be banging your head when you're doing sport, such as rugby or soccer, or falling off your bike, not wearing a helmet and banging your head badly, or not wearing your seatbelt in the car and having a car accident and hitting your head against the side of the car or the windscreen. And sometimes if you bang your head really badly, your brain can sustain areas of damage or injury. And what we want to know is exactly what happens to those connections in your brain or to the neurons that are talking to each other. What happens to them if they get hurt and damaged? And that's what we're going to look at today and think about. So if the neurons can't talk to each other properly, because you've got an area of damage in your brain, what happens if you're trying to do some everyday tasks, such as tying up your shoes, eating your food, or writing? And so that's where we're going to do our experiment. So as I said, you're going to need a shirt and a timer. And what we're going to do simply is time yourself putting on the shirt and then buttoning it up. And then what we're going to do after you've done that is you're going to unbutton the shirt and you're going to put your dominant hand behind your back, or the hand that you use to write with behind your back. So you're not going to be able to use this hand to help you button up the shirt. You're then going to try buttoning up the shirt again and time how long it takes you to do it this time. Okay, and so to help me with this experiment, I've got my helper, Dylan. So just to go over the instructions one more time, what Dylan's going to do is he's going to button up his shirt here using both hands. And I'm going to time him and see how long that takes. He's then going to unbutton the shirt and he's going to put his dominant hand behind his back, or the hand that he uses to write with. So Dylan, what hand do you use to write with?
I use my right hand.
So which hand's going to go behind your back?
My right hand.
His right hand's going to go behind his back, and then he's going to use his left hand to try and button up the shirt, and I'm going to time him and see if he can do it just at the same time, same amount of time as he did with both hands. Okay, Dylan, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, ready, set, go. Oh, he's going well. Nice fast buttoning up of the shirt. Wow, Dylan, that was 15 seconds. Okay, so unbutton your shirt. Okay, and this time he's going to put his right hand behind his back. And he's going to button up the shirt using his left hand. Okay, are you ready, Dylan?
Yep.
Off you go. Oh, a bit more difficult, isn't it? How are we going? We've gone past 15 seconds now. It's 10 there, he's got 2 more buttons to go. Last button. Oh, that last button's being tricky. Oh, how are we going? 1:10. Last button's really tricky, isn't it, Dylan? And he's done it. Right, 1.5 minutes. That's a whole lot longer than it took you to do it the first time, isn't it? And how hard was it, Dylan, to button it up with one hand?
Really hard.
Okay, thanks, Dylan.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so as you saw, it took Dylan a lot more time to button up the shirt with his non-dominant hand, or his left hand, than it did when he was using both hands together. And so what we're doing there is we are seeing what it feels like to have an area of your brain damaged. And the area that we're trying to model in this experiment is the area of the brain that controls movement, or the movement of your hands. And so trying to button up the shirt with your left hand, if you're right-handed, is the same type of feeling as if you have what's called hemiparesis. Okay, so that's not paralysis, it just means it's hard for you to move certain parts of your body. And this time, what we were modeling was the idea that he had damage to the movement part of his brain that controlled his hands. And so if you damage this area, then you would have to live your life trying to do things like buttoning up your shirt, eating your food, tying your shoelaces up, having that same type of difficulty as you experience when you're trying to button the shirt up in this experiment using only your left hand. And it doesn't matter how many times you practice, it still won't get any better, because the cells from the movement area of your brain are not able to send the right signals or messages down to your fingers and your hands because of the damage that's been caused. And so hopefully you'll enjoy that experiment. What I suggest you do is have a go yourself, get mum or dad or one of your brothers or sisters to time you, and then make it a family challenge. Get everyone together and time who's the fastest at doing the shirt up with both hands, and then who's the fastest at doing the shirt up with only one hand. Okay, but make sure that you have people putting their dominant hand behind their back and not cheating and using their other hand. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again next time.